Alice, what's the meaning of all this luggage? Why is it here?
It's simple. I'm starting a new life here. My son's lovely high-rise condo is now my new home.
When I returned from a few days of business travel, my house was scattered with Alice's belongings. Seeing her reply with such confidence, I felt a mix of surprise and confusion. Noah, what's this? I haven't heard anything about this. Why is it like this? With a somewhat troubled expression and scratching his head in annoyance, he replied.
Isn't it a small issue? There's plenty of room, and I think there's no problem with her living here.
But haven't we already discussed whether we would live together? I told you I couldn't accept that. Desperately appealing to Noah, he looked at me with a cold gaze and said,
If that's your complaint, perhaps you should consider living elsewhere.
Exactly. This place is for Noah and me to live comfortably. Any obstructive presence should leave immediately.
They acted as if they had every right to behave this way. I had been patiently enduring their words and sarcasm for a long time, but I couldn't hide my surprise at this betrayal. I never thought I'd be driven out of the house like this. I can't imagine continuing life with this husband. Despite my heart being disturbed with sadness and anger, I was determined to think about the next step calmly. Understood. Taking this opportunity, I'll leave this house. I'll make a fresh start.
Oh, you finally get it. Now, go ahead and pack your things and choose a new path. I'm genuinely curious about your life from here on.
I started packing the bare necessities, feeling Alice's sarcastic laughter behind me. Noah seemed to ignore my existence, looking in another direction. Yet, I stood before him and posed a question. Noah, is this the end you wanted? Are you truly okay with this? Finally looking straight at me, he replied in a somewhat provocative tone.
I bet you'll come back when you've cooled off. Perhaps you need some time to calm down.
With Alice smiling smugly, I left the luxurious apartment. My name is Sophia. I had just celebrated my 35th birthday. I had been married to Noah for already 6 years. We were both working. Once, Noah had a respectable job at a securities company, but he ended that career 2 years ago and now makes a living day trading from home. I had fulfilled my childhood dream and was working at a famous jewelry store in the city. One morning, as I was going to work, I spoke to Noah holding a coffee cup. Noah, I'm heading to work now. Could you please bring in the laundry?
Why do I have to do it? I'm a bit busy right now.
It's a fact that I handle most of the housework. I just wish you'd help out sometimes.
Just because I work from home doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. Besides, I generally don't involve myself in household chores.
Just as I was about to further explain the situation, the door to the living room suddenly opened.
Oh, Sophia dear. What are you discussing at this hour? Asking Noah to do housework. What are you thinking?
Unexpectedly appearing in the living room was Alice, who was supposed to be living elsewhere. Alice, your visit was unexpected. Is there a reason for this? My voice quivered with surprise and confusion. In response, Alice smirked. Then, Noah spoke up with a slightly troubled expression.
Actually, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I had given Mom a spare key to this apartment.
Why didn't you tell me about this beforehand? As I tried to ask Noah for an explanation, Alice interjected with a sense of superiority.
Sophia dear, do you have some complaints? But to be honest, expecting your husband to handle housework, isn't that a bit naive?
Mom's right. Maybe you should reevaluate your thinking and actions.
He agreed with her words, smiling slightly.
Considering your income isn't that high, I wonder how you can have such an attitude. You truly are an arrogant wife.
Unable to retort, I clenched my lips and took a deep breath. Understood. I'll take care of the chores when I get back from work. Please leave them as they are for now.
After all, as a wife, shouldn't you be obeying your husband?
Avoiding her smug smile, I opened the front door and stepped outside. My biggest concern in daily life is this Alice's presence. After her husband passed away, she, living alone in a nearby apartment, seems to dote on Noah and is very proud of his graduation from an elite university. From the start of our marriage, she never seemed to particularly like me and often made snide remarks. Every time, Noah would just silently observe, never taking my side. I gradually realized after our marriage that due to the constant praise and encouragement he received from his mother, Noah had a significant ego and was quite vain. Additionally, he seems to have an excessive affection for his mother. Whenever I express even a slight dissatisfaction regarding her, his mood immediately changes. With the recent key issue, I feared she might intrude even more in our lives, making me anxious. Soon, that anxiety became a reality, with her frequently visiting our home. She constantly found fault with even the tiniest details of the housework I did. Furthermore, she always sided with Noah, making me feel isolated whenever I saw them together. Living through these daily occurrences drained me mentally and physically, causing immense stress. Amidst all this, her birthday arrived. Hoping to improve our relationship, I decided to visit her home with a gift. Noah had other plans that day, so I went alone. Happy birthday, Alice. As I stepped into the room, I carefully pulled out the gift I had chosen and wrapped with all my heart. This is from our shop's new collection, specially chosen for you. Before I could finish my sentence, Alice's expression changed.
You brought this. Did you get it at an employee discount? Planning to give me something you got on the cheap?
No, I chose it with all my heart. I tried to respond honestly, but it seemed like my words didn't reach her.
This is no good for me. You're so thoughtless.
I genuinely chose what I thought you would like. But Alice's criticism continued, and she constantly hurled derogatory comments at me.
To be honest, I don't like that you work at a light-hearted place like an accessory shop.
Why would you say that? I take my job seriously and am truly proud of it. Don't you think your viewpoint is a bit narrow-minded? Inside, a whirlwind of emotions was raging, and I tried to convey some of it, but she looked at me coldly and condescendingly.
Can a mere salesperson really take so much pride in their job? You rely on Noah's earnings to live. Return this gift and get me something more practical or a gift card.
Understood. Though unspoken, my heart was heavy. I left and, as instructed, headed to the nearest department store. I'd like a $200 gift card, please. And could you wrap it as a gift? After completing the transaction at the department store, I headed back to Alice's house with a heavy heart. Alice, I've come back. Just then, Noah peeked out from the room.
Sophia, since today is Mom's special day, I thought of ordering catering from a high-end restaurant. Look at this.
Pointing to a table laden with colorful, luxurious dishes. Wait, I bought specific ingredients to cook dinner. I exclaimed in surprise.
Well, that's fine. This catering looks fancy and delicious. Noah, good job on ordering it.
She said contentedly. Feeling somewhat overwhelmed by their conversation, I reluctantly took a seat for dinner. While Noah and Alice chatted brightly and enjoyed their meal, I felt somewhat left out of the conversation. As the meal progressed, Noah started a new topic of conversation with me.
Sophia, there's actually a new luxury high-rise condo nearby. What do you think about moving there?
Are you seriously considering moving?
Yo, I believe the view from that condo must be stunning. I think living in such an environment will boost my motivation as a professional.
Noah spoke with enthusiasm. It seemed that Alice was quite interested in it.
Those high-rise condos have a luxurious feel. I would like to live in one at least once.
She said, seeming to support his suggestion. I was unsure how to respond to Noah's proposal and Alice's expectations, but I tried to express my opinion. But our current place is quiet and comfortable, and we have everything we need. As I said that, Noah looked at me somewhat displeased.
Our finances are stable. We should be able to afford a little luxury, right?
She stared at me intently and said in a pressing tone.
You're not thinking of opposing Noah's suggestion, are you? You should naturally support his ideas.
Feeling overwhelmed by the atmosphere, I said, understood, I'll consider moving. Although I felt disheartened, I had no other response. Indeed, if a new home improves Noah's work efficiency and mood, it might not be a bad choice. Furthermore, I thought that if I didn't give Alice the key to the new place, my life might be more peaceful than now. Noah, I have one request. When we move to the new place, please don't give Alice the key. I want to protect our privacy.
Why would you say that? I think it's fine.
Actually, I'm really tired of Alice's excessive interference. If you can't promise that, I might reconsider the move. After hearing this, Noah thought deeply and after a while, gently placed his hand on my shoulder.
If that's your wish, I'll respect it. I promise I won't give my mom the key.
Thank you, truly. Hearing that, my heart feels a bit lighter. The excited anticipation was evident on Noah's face as he looked forward to our new home. Trusting his words not to give Alice the key, I felt reassured to prepare for the move. A few months passed, and we moved to the dream luxury high-rise condo. The new place was in an indescribably prime location, with a breathtaking view outside the window. The interior was luxurious, and we were completely engrossed in our new life. A few weeks later, I had to leave the house for a short period for work. On the departure day, I was deeply moved by the genuine smile with which Noah saw me off. As I traveled to my destination by bullet train, I took a brief moment to relax and enjoy the scenery. After finishing my work, I bought some local souvenirs before returning home. When I arrived and opened the door, something felt off. I recognized a wooden bear statue at the entrance, similar to one at Alice's house. Filled with unease, I walked into the living room to find numerous cardboard boxes stacked up. What on earth is going on? From behind the boxes, Alice suddenly appeared with a mischievous smile.
Welcome back, Sophia. I heard you told Noah not to give me the keys. But you're mistaken if you think you can shut me out so easily.
Sophia, with her heart racing, directly confronted Alice. Alice, what's with all these boxes? Why are you at our house?
These are my moving boxes. I plan to live in this lovely apartment with my son from now on.
But what about the house you were living in before?
That was a rental. Once a new tenant was found, I had to leave immediately. And that time is now.
I was dumbfounded by Alice's smug attitude when suddenly, Noah emerged from the back of the living room.
Oh, Sophia, you're back.
Noah, what's going on? I wasn't informed about any of this. Noah, with a troubled expression, scratched his head and tried to reply.
Well, it'll be fine, right? We have unused space in our apartment.
You never mentioned any of this. I'm tired of her overbearing attitude. Even though Sophia continued to express her feelings, Noah seemed unsure of how to respond.
If you're unhappy, maybe you should leave if you're so attached to this place.
To be precise, this place is for Noah and me. I think someone like you, who's in the way, should leave without any hesitation.
Both of them spoke as if there was no doubt in their words. I had tolerated their harsh words and attitudes many times before. I never thought I would experience such a betrayal. And I felt I had reached my limit with him. Although deeply hurt, I decided to respond to them calmly, holding back my tears. I understand. I will leave this house.
Good. Pack your things and leave quickly. I'm quite curious about your life from now on.
I felt the sarcasm in Alice's words as I slowly began to pack my belongings. Noah kept avoiding my gaze, but I earnestly questioned him. Noah, do you truly believe this is the right thing? After a few moments of silence, Noah replied sarcastically.
You might regret and return soon, but maybe you should cool off for a while.
Despite my despair, I left the apartment with Alice's smug smile in the background. A month passed. As I was peacefully spending time in my new apartment, the doorbell suddenly rang. Excuse me, may I know your name?
Open this door immediately.
The video intercom showed a furious Alice, and behind her, Noah looked rather awkward. For a moment, I thought of ignoring them but didn't want to disturb my neighbors, so I decided to open the door. What's the matter? Is there a problem? As I asked with a concerned expression, Alice's anger intensified.
Why did you sell such a wonderful apartment?
Actually, I bought that apartment in my name, so I sold it. At this, Alice's eyes widened even further.
But wasn't it supposed to be Noah's? Why you?
What do you mean by Noah's? I bought that apartment from the beginning. Alice, surprised by my calm explanation, quickly turned to look at Noah. Noah froze in place, unable to say anything.
What is this? Noah, explain to me.
Noah, did you really not tell Alice? Noah lost his words and looked away. I was a little surprised by his reaction, but since Alice didn't seem to understand the situation, I started explaining. Unlike the regular accessory stores Alice mentioned, our shop deals with jewelry brands that are highly rated both domestically and internationally. I am responsible for the main designs of that brand, and of course, I am also at the center of its management.
Wait, so that means you're the owner of that brand?
As Alice's surprised expression became more pronounced, I decided to elaborate further. Yes, that's right. So I have a certain amount of assets and financial power. The gift that felt cheap to Alice was actually a luxury item priced over $10,000.
A $10,000 accessory.
I returned that gift, as per Alice's advice. And for the meal service on Alice's birthday, Noah had already paid the full amount using my credit card. Alice seemed unable to comprehend the truth and was left breathless. Then, she looked at her son with a stern expression and asked with a mix of hope.
Then, Noah, you should be able to get the penthouse back, right? You're a pro in asset management and have excellent day trading skills, don't you?
Noah couldn't answer that question and just stood there silently. Alice, did you think Noah had proper savings?
What? What do you mean?
He has repeatedly failed in his trades. The savings he had from when he was working must have reduced significantly now. Isn't that right, Noah?
Is that true? Noah, answer properly.
As Alice grabbed her son's arm tightly, he lowered his head, looking devastated.
I hoped that living in the penthouse would refresh my mood, and that I would get good results in trading. But the reality is...
What was the reality? As I stared at him, making him answer word by word, he continued speaking, his eyes wet.
Contrary to my hopes in trading, I kept failing. I don't have enough funds to get the penthouse back, and even the money required to live with my mother is tight.
How could this happen?
Amidst Alice's surprised voice echoing in the room. I've always had doubts about Noah's day trading. We are a couple. So, I thought we should support each other, and didn't say anything. Hearing this, Noah knelt down in an apologetic manner.
Sophia, believe me, I truly regret it. Please give me another chance.
Noah, why are you acting like this?
As Alice tried to pull Noah by grabbing his arm worriedly, Noah resisted her forcefully and said emotionally.
Mom, do you understand? How do you think we can live in this situation?
Noah repeatedly bowed to me, his demeanor very serious. Noah, look at me. When he slowly raised his face, his eyes, a mix of hope and fear, were gazing at me. Listen closely. I've told you many times, you didn't even try to find a new job. I've been doing everything at home by myself without a single word of thanks from you. And yet...
I know, I was wrong, I'm truly sorry.
His voice trembled. But, holding back my emotions, I continued. I can only think you're taking me for granted. Every choice, from leaving our home to this current situation, was yours. So why do you come to me for help?
Sophia,
That's enough. Our relationship ends here. I can't be with you anymore.
Wait, just listen to me one more time.
As he took a step forward trying to grasp my hand, I firmly shook it off, creating distance. Alice was watching the situation unfold. Her eyes widened with shock, confusion, and a hint of fear.
Wait, what? Divorce? What will happen to our luxurious life in this upscale condo?
It's clear we can't continue our current lifestyle. You know that, don't you? At my cold response, her confusion deepened, and her voice became louder.
But what will become of us, mother and son, from now on?
It's not up to me to decide. You and Noah need to figure it out. At my words, she was at a loss for words. Behind her, Noah hung his head in despair. I left the room, glancing sideways at him. From outside, I could hear Alice's raised voice causing a commotion, but it seemed the condo's management promptly handled the situation. Rumor has it that a few days later, Noah and Alice moved out of the luxury condo into an old apartment. Noah appears to be working day and night to pay off the massive debt from his stock trading failures. Alice, unaccustomed to work, somehow found a job. Their life ahead will undoubtedly be challenging. However, that's no longer any of my concern. My jewelry brand continues to grow steadily, and I'm even preparing to expand to international markets. I used the funds from the condo sale to purchase a modern condo perfect for my single life. Life in my new home has become even more comfortable. I spend my days, between busy work schedules, enjoying the tranquility of this new space. Moving forward, while valuing my work, I am determined to carve out a positive path in my personal life.